What's up, guys? Welcome to another Talking Bull podcast. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. We are here to bring you the nerd news you already know and talk some bull. Today's big, giant topic, while I get back in the screen because I realized I'm about 4 feet off of it again. Spider-Man, Far From Home. Now we're going to talk about this trailer, and there is a spoiler warning at the beginning of having seen Endgame. We are also going to give you a spoiler warning because there is no way to talk about this trailer without spoiling Endgame as well as stuff that's going to happen in the trailer. So spoiler warnings ahead. I guess I'll say when spoiler warnings are done so you can come back later. Anyways, we're going to talk about the trailer. So it opens up with Tom Holland here. A spoiler warning from Tom Holland, who's looking pretty fly, I might add.
You're going to have to mute it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to mute it because Sony will ding us because
they're bastards.
They're bastards, and so is Disney because they hit me 6 times with 6 copyrights when I played Star Wars The Force Unleashed.
Did you?
Yeah, it was fun. So once it opens up, he's telling us to have a good time. I just noticed he's got a weird button on that kind of off to the side there. Just critiquing his outfit now. So it kind of opens up talking about like the world without Iron Man.
That?
I don't know.
How to get up there.
Yeah, it's really nice though. Oh, you see stuff like that all the time inside of buildings. He's really depressed here. I'm guessing it probably is like immediately afterwards.
Close to.
And then there's this really dope fight scene of him like just being Spider-Man and kicking ass and
like a maybe restaurant gangster type of thing.
Makes a couple jokes here with the cops about doing their job and shit like that. And I noticed that iron suit kind of shows his ears, which I hate. I noticed that.
I didn't mind it.
Yeah. Like it. But then we see him like again, and it's cutting in between. Suit. Yeah, it's cutting in between him wearing the Iron Spider suit and his suit, which is weird. Like, well, is he wearing it all the time? Isn't he? Why is he wearing it in some shots and not in the other? We see all his friends. They're going on vacation in Venice.
Oh, somewhere. Yeah.
Venice. Yeah. The kid gets hit in the balls. It's really kind of funny. His spider sense clearly doesn't work here because Nick Fury just walks in the room.
Well, I think just looking on that, I believe Nick Fury was already in the room.
Oh, okay.
He walked into the room and he got shot.
So now we see
Mysterio.
We see him in a bunker here. Just pause it for a second. We see him in a bunker talking to Mysterio, and I think Nick Fury says it. He's like, "I'm not from your world," blah blah blah, or he says it, and then Nick Fury's like, "Yeah, he's from Earth adjacent," and the snap opened up the multiverse.
Yeah, they do confirm that this world though is 616.
Yeah,
they do label like Earth 1 as 616,
which you can't do because you're already in 616 in the comics. So this is like 616.2 because even like most.
Well, I don't think the comics. Are a world separate from the theatrical.
But like most. Like DC and then I think like even the Turtles for the most part, they label their universes as separate universes, even from like their main one. And like Marvel for the longest time did too. Like their animated movies are set in a different universe. Like it labels the universe. Like you can see the entire wiki.
And it's like it says animated world or whatever type of shit like that.
Yeah, and then like Days of Futures Past has one based off their comic books. The X-Men have one based off their books.
Fucking so don't even get me started on X-Men. I've
been
watching those movies.
Yeah, they're not good. Their continuity's out the fucking window.
I realized watching them now that we should have watched them before we did that video a year and a half ago. Because watching it now and actually paying attention to the dates. Makes even less fucking sense.
Our timeline made sense until you pay attention, then it doesn't.
But even the show made less. The movie makes even less sense knowing the dates. For instance, just sidebar this. Fuck it, we're going there. Days of Futures Past.
Yeah.
Takes place in the 70s.
Yeah.
First Class takes place in the 60s. The end of Wolverine Origins stumbles a bit from like 1800s, early 1900s, all that shit. Primarily takes place in the back end of the late 70s. So when he gets his has his like procedure done, it's like it says it 1979.
Yeah.
Which does make sense to the idea that
but I thought
when they go back to 73 in Days of Futures Past, he has his bone claws.
But I thought Origin was already like they just picked what works from that continuity.
No, just go with me on this. With me on this. There's no picking. Movies are made, they're fixed. Just go with me on this. So in 1973, he hasn't had his operation yet. I get that. But in 1973, when he wakes up in Days of Futures Past, he wakes up in like this brothel fucking whorehouse banging some girl in the fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Right? In New York somewhere. But in 1973, based on fucking Origins, he was still in the program with Stryker and shit.
But as far as I know, Origins doesn't count.
Origins doesn't count until after he returns. Origin counts when he fucking at the start of the fucking movie. It's not until after he fucks time and changes things that it doesn't count.
Well,
it counts when you watch the fucking movie. It counts when you finish the movie. It kind of counts.
Well, here
when you walk out of the theater, you're like, who gives a fuck?
Well, that's what
I digress. This movie's timeline.
That's what they did when they wrote the script. See, so for all of like Spider-Man's and Marvel's issues of like maybe they're a year or two off with Spider-Man and Homecoming.
Interesting note though. The events of Endgame take place in 2023.
Yeah.
The events of Days of Futures Past. 2023.
That's a big year.
Big climax year for the year of like the end of the world.
Yeah.
Both chose the same date. I don't know if that means anything in the Marvel books, but
it doesn't when they wipe X-Men's continuity out the goddamn
they fucking
window.
both had that year.
I saw a theory that so Iron Man
multiverse opens up the world to mutants.
Yes. Yeah, which sucks.
They've already fixed it that mutants don't exist in 616.
Which sucks.
I'm not calling it.
By the way, I'm not calling it.
I'm just saying. I'm just using it. 616. They've already said it. Whatever. But they've said that the world doesn't have mutants.
Also, the Russo brothers are getting real close to what's his face level of annoying. DC fuckface. What's his name? The director, fucking architect. Yeah, they're getting close to Snyder level territory of like, just shut the fuck up.
A little bit, yeah.
We get it. We watched the movie. If like explaining the time travel thing a little bit and Cap's stuff and blah blah blah. Like, just at this point, I'm just like,
they still have yet to explain the shield though.
Just the shield does not make sense. The shield does not make sense. We argued this last week. I stand by this, and no one can figure it out.
You're right.
It does not make sense. But the rest of it, they're getting to like, just stop talking, please. We get it. You made an amazing movie. Just shut up.
No.
Yeah. Stop explaining everything. Stop like. The nuance of movies a little bit is to like make your own kind of like interpretation of what something is based off like the little information they give you, to not over explain it. Just stop telling us everything. It's really fucking annoying at this point. Every time I open a goddamn website, the Russo's brothers said this, they said this. How about you just shut up and go write another movie, please? Like you're getting Snyder level of annoying, and it's actually pissing me off.
Yeah.
You do not have to explain this anymore. Your movie was 3.5 hours long. If you miss something out of that, there's going to be a 6-hour cut. Don't worry about it. Because they already said there was a scene that we figured out what that girl from the Suicide Show was from.
Oh.
Yeah,
it was
future Morgan.
Yeah,
which I'm like, okay, and like it didn't react well, so they kind of blah blah blah. Okay, fine, that you can explain. Everything else, just shut up. Anyways, back to this movie. Side tangents aside, the multiverse. I don't know. Cool. I'm fine with it. Yeah, multiverse ends and everything. Also, I do not believe he's from an alternate thing. He is just making these things because he wants to fight them. If you see,
he could still be from an alternate world and creating these things.
I don't think he is though. I think he's lying, and Nick Fury's falling for it because, as we know, Nick Fury is an idiot and didn't know Shield was Hydra. So him not noticing. Okay, pause this because we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to finish my thing. If you see all the little scenes, Spider-Man, it doesn't seem takes any of these guys down. It looks like every scene Mysterio manages to defeat these elemental dudes.
It looks like it, yeah.
Which originally I thought one was Sandman because it was Sam, but we see the other ones
we also
now.
thought it was Hydra Man and Molten Man or whatever. But
they very well could be. They're elementals.
The elementals.
But I don't think he's from a universe. I could be wrong, but I do think he's making these guys, regardless of where he's from, and he is defeating them to make himself look good. I think what's going to happen is Spider-Man's gonna fight one. He's gonna lose badly, and then Mysterio is gonna magically show up and beat one, and then they have that conversation down in the basement there, underneath Venice, and then is that like New Shield HQ?
Probably.
But I think that's what's gonna happen with that, and then they're gonna team up to do that, and he's going to learn to be his little Spider-Man how he wants to be, because I think this movie is very much going to be Spider-Man, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and Peter Parker learning how to be the Spider-Man that we know from the comics. Like very self-assured, but not overconfident. He knows his strengths and weaknesses, and he knows when to be serious.
He knows how he likes it tugged.
Yeah, exactly.
Knows what feels good.
This one is very much like he's what, 16, 15?
Let's not get into the age thing.
Well, regardless of snap, he's 15, 16 or whatever.
Yeah, he's still in high. Yeah, he's probably 16, 17.
Like he's still a high school student, so he is very immature. But I think like with the death of Iron Man, with Cap being old man Cap now, with Thor off with the Guardians, there is this, and they already mentioned Captain Marvel's not on the planet. So there is this thing of like needing heroes to step up and be more than what they are. And I think that's what Nick Fury is going to try to instill in Spider-Man. And that you see him probably sending him on missions or something. That's what we see the stealth suit.
I just not a big fan of, much like leading into, I just don't like the idea of the working with people or for people. Like that
I think we're getting very close to the end of that. I think this might be the last little bit of that, but I think it's Nick Fury just pushing him to be more of it, and Parker's going to learn that. Like he can be the
like if that's the truth,
Spider-Man.
then in Spider-Man 3, I just want to see Spider-Man fighting his villains.
I very much think that's.
I don't want Nick Fury. I don't want Fat Happy there. No. God damn.
Yeah.
God fucking damn.
Poor Jeff Favreau. Like he's looking a little worse for wear there, but whatever. But yeah, I think Spider-Man 3 will very much be just Spider-Man fighting his villains, maybe team up with his supporting character.
Yeah, stuff like that. But I don't want to see this like, oh, now I work for the government. Like,
I don't think we'll see that. I think the first Spider-Man was very much getting him into the MCU, so you had Iron Man there, and your big draw to get people to see Spider-Man. Because this was another Spider-Man.
Needed a draw to see Spider-Man.
But I think they did kind of with after what happened with Spectacular 2 or Amazing 2 and trying to get people to see Spider-Man. They're like, oh, we'll add Iron Man to like add that. And I got that. This is very much like, I think pushing towards Spider-Man being the Spider-Man that he needs to be, that we know he is type of deal. Now, that being said, this bridge scene pisses me off.
More than anything else in the fucking trailer.
Because first of all, that's not MJ, and the fact that she is MJ just fucking irritates me.
It does. It bothers me because I just went to say it. MJ is Mary Jane.
Yeah.
This like weed.
Yeah.
Right?
Not Mary Jane.
Not Michelle whatever.
Yeah.
They don't even give us what the J stands for. Michelle something.
And like, we didn't even get it in the other movie. It was kind of hinted at or whatever. And I don't even know if it was.
Well, no, in the movie, they say her name Michelle the whole time. Yeah. And then at the end, she's like, oh, my friends call me MJ.
And I'm like, no, you don't.
No, they don't.
I'm pretty sure my exact reaction was, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you're not Mary Jane. Like,
but she is.
Yeah.
No, she's not Mary Jane. She's MJ. Fuck off. She's not Mary Jane. She's Michelle Jones. MJ.
I'm not so stuck in my way of like, you can't have MJ there now, but I'm also very stuck in my way of like, you can't have MJ there now. She's later.
I don't like the idea. Like if you were going to do something different, I understand like, so Toby used MJ.
Yeah.
Andrew had Gwen. So like that's you're done. You got two choices and you made two movies. You done it. You know what I mean? Like, so how about with the third one, you do it I don't know.
I know you're running out of love interest, but
maybe you just do it. You do it again. That's the right way.
Yeah,
and the right way is either with Gwen or no one for that first movie, and you have MJ show up. But you have her show up like she does in the comics, where she didn't grow up fucking next door.
No.
She is literally like Aunt May's niece's nephew, whatever, cousin, third child. And she just like, there's some fucking...
neighbor's niece who's Spider-Man and Parker is very luckily to date. And then she opens the door and she's like, face it, you just hit the jackpot, Tiger.
Yeah.
It's an iconic
Create that fucking scene where they just get set up.
And we still don't have it. And Kirsten Dunst tried it and and it failed.
Well, it didn't work because she grew up there for 10 years but never talked to the guy.
And we know better now. We have better Spider-Man.
And then with obviously going with the traditional route, you had Andrew going with Gwen first,
which I very much
which
liked,
I fucking
and
liked.
They killed her,
and that's the way. But you never got the payoff
of that, which
of the rest of
and
that.
I wish they would have had Gwen here. I get they just did it, but like Gwen's supposed to come first. Like, for all the people who are like, Spider-Man's supposed to be with Mary Jane or whatever, he's not. His one great love always and truly will be Gwen Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that she died, and Mary Jane in the comics at one point and very many points admits this, that she is just
second best.
She is second best, and she fucking knows it. Like, if
consolation
and
prize.
we see it in different dimensions. If Gwen lives
They're
with
together.
her, like that's what it is. That is his Catwoman. That is like his one true
Lois.
yeah, his Lois. I couldn't think of the other fucking thing I was going for. But yeah, but like this is just like, ugh. And then I thought like, she's like, oh, you want to tell me that you're Spider-Man? And I'm like, fuck, why does every motherfucker know this guy's identity? I hate this crap.
Well, because and
then he also, I remember that he tells everyone.
Well, I was going to make an odd thing that said like, okay, so he disappeared for 5 years. Spider-Man disappeared.
But they all disappeared for 5 years.
They all disappeared for 5 years. But someone has to have noticed that like then a lot of them, but it's just, I have a hard time accepting that.
Their whole thing of like his 5 friends all disappeared in the snap, and that's pretty much it. Just this like, it's a little far-fetched.
It is because like it just it's hard to believe that his whole core of classmates from that first movie that we then see in this movie were also in the snap. And I'm like, I get that like.
We were trying to
get it, but like it would have been nice.
We talked about this.
It would have been nice.
Our class of like whatever was
but
like 100
think of the storyline. Let's think of
just
go with
right?
think of the storyline that he comes back.
Yeah,
and he's like, Ned's not there.
Yeah,
just go with me on this. But he goes and finds 20-year-old Ned.
Yeah,
they can still hang out. I'm not saying he can't. Well, I'm just saying like he's 17, he's 21. Like
it's a Doc Brown,
but like, it's not 45.
I know. I just wanted to make that joke.
But like he can. But then he could get information from this guy who's lived the last 5. You know what I mean? But no, his whole world fucking gone too.
Yeah.
It's everyone, teachers, fucking classmates, goddamn janitor at the school, the whole building fucking gone.
Now, did Marissa Tomei's character, did her Aunt May disappear too?
Yep, she snapped and came back. Yeah,
she was
all of them.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was just the 5. I just thought it was,
everyone that he's ever looked at survived. Or no, everyone he's looked at was snapped.
Yeah, he
fucking looked at someone 3 days before the snap. That person got snapped because like anyone connected to him gone, and now back.
in Endgame, instead of like going back and getting the stones, they should just grab Spider-Man and have him walk around like this.
Apparently, because he was the fucking epicenter of all this.
Just walk around and show them to each person.
That's hard. And that's the one pill I'm having a hard. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm having a hard time because I just think like that. I just thought of that, but that would have been a cool scene where like okay. He goes and finds 5-year-old like older Ned or something, or like one of some kid, the fucking
MJ,
but real MJ, but
MJ.
But like I don't know, it just and let us know that like some people had to live without knowing him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. No one had to move on from him because everyone around him was fucking gone too. So they all just come back the next day.
Did they confirm Aunt May died though?
I want to say
they confirmed his 5 friends, classmates. I don't know if
I want to say I read something. I'm like, I will go with 90% that she was also included in the snap.
Because if the 5 friends and she isn't, I'm a little more accepting than that.
Yeah, because then she would have had to live. But I'm pretty sure she had no
because
no
for 5 years, like at the end of the last movie, she finds out that he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, and then for 5 years he's gone.
Exactly.
Like, I'm pretty sure there's none of those emotions. I'm pretty sure she's gone. We don't see
her in this trailer though.
You see her in fucking. I think
maybe there is.
She's in Endgame.
Yeah, but she's in that one scene.
Oh, I'm just saying, like she's back or never gone. But I'm pretty sure she's back.
I don't know if we see her in this trailer for.
Not in this one, but you see her in the first one. He's getting the check or the key to the city, and there's the big speech with him. And Happy. She's dating Happy, right?
Well, maybe that happened between the snap, right? They closed together their bondness.
I'm pretty sure though that like one of the Russos have gone on saying that she was snapped.
I'll have to go to like Russo Watch to see.
Yeah,
fucking goddamn.
I want to say I've read that over the last like 10 days that she was snapped.
Maybe
as well.
I don't know. I don't remember reading that. But then again, I stopped fucking clicking on Russo articles because they were annoying. That went. There we go.
There it is.
I don't care that she knows.
I don't care that she knows. MJ should know.
This is an MJ. They always. I love this. I love the suit. It looks like his suit, but not stupid.
Yeah, I like that. I like Gyllenhaal being in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
he was Spider-Man for like a week and a half back in 2004, and him wearing the Tony's glasses, like speaking of Friday.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I don't like that either.
And that's the thing where I'm like, I don't want them to like push this.
Yeah.
Tony, Iron Man, Spider-Man, fucking.
I do like that he's working on his web thing there. We see it. He's doing the Iron Man thing, but he's working on his web shoot.
Yeah, yes, that like
that's
3D
cool.
cast.
I like this bit. But
everyone to the jet.
There
the
is
jet
that one scene where he's in the stealth suit.
Black suit, yeah.
And
it's like
I did read a thing that the reason we see him in this suit later on is because yes, they are.
His eyes are creepy.
That's much better.
That's a
pretty picture.
That's a pretty face.
There's a lot of the Russos were talking, and I did read this because it was about Spider-Man stuff, and they were just saying that like what they were trying to do with this Spider-Man thing is have him stripped down to back to basics.
Just
because like
free ball in it and swing
because
it
in the
city.
beginning of Homecoming, you see him in his makeshift costume and then his upgraded suit a little bit. And then
back to the makeshift.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, he's in the makeshift costume.
And the other ones, they give him, he goes into space, so he's got the Homecoming suit. And like, I very much think he's going to stop using that Iron Spider suit because they did say he's going back to basics. They need him to be Spider-Man without Tony's gadgets and without the arms and with everything because he's become self-reliant on them basically. Mm-hmm. And we see that a few times in this trailer and in the movie Endgame and whatnot. And that stealth suit, I think, is his way of doing that, and then putting him in kind of a new suit.
I like the black and red one.
What I'm guessing is that black and red one is going to be a upgraded suit, but not have Friday, not have a voice, not have whatever his AI is called, but still have the upgraded thing. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but very much seeing him work on it. I'm thinking that's him working on the black suit, maybe from the stealth suit stuff that he has there, that black suit, the very noir looking one, which is dope. But I think this is going to be very much of him dealing with the losing Tony, coming back, fighting Mysterio, who to trust, who not to trust, and then just learning to be Spider-Man and being the hero that he can be. And if that's what this movie is, dope. If that's what this movie isn't, I think I'm calling that right now. That's what this movie is going to be. It's just
when does
Spider-Man.
it come out?
I don't remember.
Did it have a date at the end of the fucking trailer?
It usually says in the little blurby thing.
Go to show more?
Yeah.
Nope.
You can buy tickets.
Scroll up and just jump to the end of the video.
Yeah, I could do that.
Not that far around.
Right there.
July 2nd.
Yeah.
July 2nd? That's a Tuesday.
How the fuck do you know that?
I'm like a savant when it comes to the calendar.
No, you're fucking not. You're fucking not.
So do it. Pick a day and I'll tell you what day it falls on.
December 3rd.
It's a Wednesday? Seriously, check that one. I'm telling you, July 2nd is a Tuesday.
I'll look at that first, but I wanted to go to December to do this first.
July 2nd is a Wednesday. It's a Tuesday.
What did you say December was?
December 3rd? You said, and I said it was a Wednesday.
It's a Tuesday.
Oh, fuck. I was off by a day. Hey, that's not bad. I had 1 of 7.
July 2nd is a Tuesday, but it's also the holiday.
Well, it leads after Canada Day and leading into the July 4th weekend. I get it. I understand why.
They did say that they were going to start putting movies there too. Okay,
yeah, I get it.
That makes sense.
But it just on the idea that it opens on a Tuesday, so you should go because it's cheap Tuesdays. They're half price on opening night. Opening night on the movie, and all the tickets are half price.
We haven't done it in a while. I want to do a reacts to this because we haven't. But what I really want to do a reacts to is Dark Phoenix. Because I want to rip that movie.
You pay for the tickets?
Yeah, I'll pay for the tickets. Well, they'll be free because it'll be streaming.
Oh fuck.
I love Spider-Man. I've loved all the Spider-Man movies.
I like them. Yeah,
3. It has its moments, but it still sucks. Spider-Man's my boy. He always will be. I love Spider-Man even more than I like any other than maybe the Turtles. Spider-Man is like top tier for me, like above Batman, Superman, everybody. Like So seeing these movies be really good and not very many things I dislike about them, and guessing from what I think this movie's gonna be, it's gonna be good. And like I trust them to make a good movie. I don't know what the third one's gonna be because that deal is over. So we'll see.
Yeah, this deal's over. We were talking about the third one and stuff, but like as of right now, like this is his last one type of thing. Like,
and I think
unless Sony renews with Marvel,
he made a thing the other day. Well, he'll keep playing Spider-Man as long.
Oh, I saw his Twitter thing or Instagram wherever he fucking posted that thing. Yeah,
and
but Sony has to make another deal with Marvel.
And I think they very much will because it's very beneficial for both of them to do this. But so that was Far From Home. I was saying this before we started. I hate the name. It's a stupid fucking title.
Yeah.
But I give them credit for the double meaning of the thing. He's on vacation, but also Mysterio and the multiverse is far from their home of the 616.
No, they're in a different one. This is 616.
They're in 616.2.
Or 12180.
Yeah. Actually, I think 12180
is a real number. I made that up.
I think it's the 1802.
I don't know what that is.
They did a bunch of comics where it was set in 1802, so they did the different heroes.
And that was in the 12180 though?
I'm pretty sure it's. I read these a long time ago to see what universe falls into what because they all have one. But even DC has their multiverse with that, but they don't always acknowledge the numbers of it. But yeah, Marvel has all these things labeled. I always thought I'm pretty sure they already had one number for it.
For what?
I think fans made a number for it.
Oh, for the movie world?
The movie world, yeah. But I think obviously they just confirmed this was the 616.
That's what I read again from them, the Russos.
Yeah,
speaking.
they need to stop. They just need to. Then weirdly, so I like it. I'll see it when the movie comes out. I dig it. I actually like this trailer. Other than
it was an okay trailer. I mean, it didn't. It kind of it obviously is post Endgame heavy, but in some other way, didn't really give me any more information than the first trailer.
Yeah,
he's in school, he goes to Venice, he meets Mysterio, they fight the Elementals. Nick Fury's there, Happy's there. We knew Happy was there from the first trailer.
What is the Endgame?
Nothing different than except just
more shots.
And obviously the bit of stuff.
I was really surprised though that it is so spoilery for what is Endgame. I'm really surprised they didn't just not include that part and just start with Mysterio.
Well, they would not warn you or not
include any of that stuff with Iron Man type of thing.
I think but they warn you he's there. On Monday, the Russos lifted their ban, so that's when you start.
They had to because of this movie trailer coming out.
This trailer's coming out, and then you saw all the cast released all their shit
of stuff they weren't supposed to tape but did anyways. And I watched all of
it. If they never released it,
stuff I watched because it was cool.
I did watch them.
I love those guys. Every actor in that movie is fucking awesome and just fun. They look super fun. They look like they were having a blast, and to see them all with behind the scenes stuff was cool. I did
scroll through and watch all of them. Yeah.
There was one site that was here's all the celebrities who tape stuff in the movie that they weren't supposed to enjoy. And I was like, this is great. I love it.
I did enjoy it.
What are we at?
29.
Cool. We killed a half hour with that. Awesome.
Bye. That's when they normally shut it off.
So still spoilers. We're just going to talk about Endgame for
let's just fuck it. Fuck it, Endgame.
Because
10 minutes? Yeah, right.
That movie's fucking dope.
It's a 4-hour movie. You think we're going to talk about for 10 minutes?
It is a 2-hour, 57-minute movie.
It is. It is 2 hours and 57 minutes.
But it is 2 hours and 57 minutes of just fucking awesomeness.
57 minutes of that final battle.
Yeah.
From when Hulk snaps to the end of the movie, 57 minutes. I know from
it is one of the best comic book movies, just pure comic book movie ever. It is so fucking good. beginning to end. There's some scenes that kind of like you could have maybe trimmed down a little bit that you didn't need.
There's one. Okay, so we were talked about this after we seen it.
Yeah.
And there's the part we're just jumping all over the place.
This is just going to be spoilers jumping everywhere, and I'll tell you when spoilers off so you can come back and check it out.
Maybe.
Well, no, I'm gonna put it on the screen of like when I cut the spoiler.
Yeah,
that way you.
But I feel like we're gonna talk about this movie until we're done because we're not talking about this for 10 minutes. This is gonna be a half hour, and that's an hour show, so we're done.
Yeah, okay.
Join us next week if you haven't seen the movie. But when the movie's made $2 billion already, who hasn't seen the fucking 2.2,
3, 8, blah blah blah.
Who hasn't seen the fucking movie? Yeah. Anyways, so the time heist stuff.
Yeah.
There was a moment just near the end of it, actually, before they all come back in and because it ends. The last heist part we see is the Hawkeye and Widow getting their stone.
Yeah,
and then they all end up back on the pad, and then it moves forward.
Yeah,
with Widow.
I like that you threw that in.
That's a spoiler.
Yeah.
So, but just probably 10 minutes before that,
I
remember watching it and thinking like I get it. You're going back in time and getting these fucking stones. Let's like speed this up a little bit. And it was only like just near the end, and then like when they're on what is it, Volmir or whatever,
Volmir,
and getting the Soul Stone, so you have fucking Red Skull giving the same speech from Infinity War. I'm like, okay, I've heard this twice now. I'm like, okay, let's hear it a fucking third time. And then so they're doing that. Then there's a part in the movie, like you said you saw it again, literal part in the movie where they're both sitting down, talking it over and stuff. And I'm like,
this could
go on for like a bit. And then there's like the weird fight thing of them trying to fight their way off the cliff. And I'm like, and then like I said, I think just before we move to them, they're wrapping up the second attempt to get the Tesseract from Tony and Cap, going back to 74 or whatever it was, right? And that part started to drag a bit, and then like going there, I was just like, I was done with this. Like, I got it. You go back in time, you get the fucking stones. It's like, show me what happens next.
Yeah.
But just quickly as I was getting bored, it quickly wrapped up, and then they came back, and then
it knows when to linger a little bit too long.
It lingered a bit, but they felt like it was good timed with my linger of annoyance and like my willingness to be like, okay, like I'm fucking done with this. Let's
and then
move on to the next. And then it did, and I was like, okay, because had they kept going, like it would have been like, okay, like this is where I'm gonna take my piss break because I don't give a fuck anymore, or whatever, right? Like, and I never did, but so I did have that moment which is about halfway through, roughly, where I was like, let's just push this plot through.
Which, I mean, halfway through, if you're getting that at one point,
the review I gave to someone the other day was this. Literally from like 6 or 7 seconds in, because I know what's happening with the Hawkeye scene. Like I've known from the beginning what that scene is. Like some people are watching, no, I knew. From about 6 seconds in until I was back in my car, it's a pretty heavy fucking movie, right? Like it's a sad fucking movie. There's until like the last 55 minutes, there's really no action in this movie.
No,
you have.
It's just them.
I would say like really no action beats. Yeah, you have like a couple punches, like when you see them like recreating 2012 Avengers stuff. Like Hulk smashes some shit, like, and then like,
funny.
Yeah, that's funny. Or like when they go back to Thanos, like, after 25 days or whatever it is. Yeah. You have that little bit of action where like they're
and that's not even like action. That's not even vengeance.
I'm being
that's
like
just vengeance.
But I'm using the word action as like loosely when they're like they grab him. like that's the closest thing to an action beat that you get until the last hour.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 hours is just kind of talk. And I don't want to say exposition because exposition comes across as like a negative, but like it's talking story and development and character and plot, but no set pieces. Yeah, there's no like, okay, we're gonna do this for a half hour, then you got this crazy chase scene. And then we're going to do this for 20 minutes. Then you have the crazy fucking bar fight or whatever. Then we're going to do this for 20 minutes. And it leads into the last, like, the third act where they save the city or whatever. There's no, like, 4 set piece act in this where, like, 2 hours of talking.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nick Scarpino from Kind of Funny said it best. This is 3 separate movies in one movie, and together they're just awesome. Mm-hmm. It starts off with like a slow drama, not even slow because that's a bad word. It's just I guess a slow build drama. Yeah, it's a heavy drama, a heavy
show.
And then like it kicks into a fun time heist and shit like that with some emotional impact moments, and then it's just a pure action movie of just fucking awesomeness at the end.
At the end, yeah.
And like, but that first fucking scene from the get-go, like, you know what's gonna happen, and still fucking.
Oh fuck yeah! Like because, I was saying,
we've been introduced to Hawkeye's family. Like we know these people, and like within an instant they're fucking gone.
Yeah, like I said,
and he just turns around, and you're
my
like,
review was from 6 seconds in until the end of the movie, or I was back in my car. My eyes were wet the whole fucking, like there's no way to not cry or tear up throughout this fucking movie.
And the second, like if you see it more than once, which I've seen it twice now,
so have I,
it's worse after because you know what's coming.
Yeah, like I found like watching it the second time, I was pre-crying because there's the part where I was watching it the first time during the time heist, I was dry-eyed.
Yeah.
Because like, that's a fun time heist. They're just jumping back, grabbing stones, talking to characters, whatever, all this shit. Watching the time heist the second time, I was like, he's gonna talk to his dad, and he's gonna see like, Peggy,
you're like,
and like this is gonna happen.
That scene with like Hawkeye and Widow the second time is even worse because you're just like, well, Hawkeye wants to kill himself, but like she wants to do it, but I'm like, no, your family, they're gonna come back. You gotta.
It's gonna work.
What are you doing? Don't kill it. Like you'll be fine. It's okay. I get your set now. But I'm just like, fuck.
Like I said, watching it the second time is not any better.
And then like that fucking scene with Star-Lord and Gamora, just like, because she's not coming back to Gamora. We knew that fell in love with him, and
I didn't get anything like that when he comes to her and she kicks him in the balls and stuff. Are you talking that scene? Yeah. I'm just like, what I think the scene could have worked, but they went Guardian with the ball kick. And
but there's that. But right before the Guardian scene, there's that look on his face.
Yeah, but they ruin it with the. I say they ruin it with the ball kick.
I think I didn't feel any fucking emotion. It's Owen Pratt's acting in that one scene of his eyes. Like he was like,
he sees her.
Wait, she's dead, but is she back? Like what's going on? Yeah. And then they do the Guardians thing.
And then I feel like that ball kick just negated his.
See, I don't think it did. I think it works very much in the Guardian thing. It's like Rocket when he's like. He's trying to give Thor his pep talk because Thor's.
I totally got Rocket. Or when Rocket sees Groot.
Yeah, even there was that one moment where he's like, "You don't think I've lost people?" He's like Drax, Gamora.
When they're on
Quill,
when they go back to World.
The chick with the antennas. I don't know her name. He's sad about that, but like there's still the comedy to it, which works.
No, that worked. I found like the ball kick though, and like the weird.
Yeah.
I just didn't get it.
No, when I seen his for me. That scene hit me really bad.
Yeah, I didn't get it because and also like I have very little care for like the Guardian characters because I just don't like their style of movie.
So I'm like it hit me.
But I did get the Rocket ones. Yeah, and when he's talking to Thor and shit. But I didn't see that in that scene with him and Gamora. But and then the idea of like him at the end though looking for her, which is confusing. Can we talk about Gamora for a second?
How she's now in...
Where is she? Who is she? And is she still alive?
She's
2014. We'll label her.
This Gamora is still very
2014. Gamora is alive.
Yes.
In 2023.
Yes.
She's stuck there. Yes. Type of thing. Yeah. We'd say
because Thanos brought them all there, so they're all there.
But she wasn't included in the snap.
No, I think however he worded it
or thought it.
Kept Gamora alive because she
had switched sides maybe or whatever, right?
Because like even in a lot of people she's still good, right?
Well, a lot of people are saying like he would have thought, okay, kill Thanos and all his army.
Yeah,
but she had switched sides, so she wasn't on his army.
But she was already plotting against him from the get-go. We already know that, even with Guardians, the movies themselves. This Gamora is still in the same plot of like the 2012 one, where like we knew she knew the location of this. What year was the Guardians movie?
14.
Sorry, 14. I was thinking of the battle. Sorry. We know she knew the location of the one stone, but didn't tell him. She didn't want him to get the stone.
So she's still very much alive in 2020.
Based off of those actions.
Then where did she go?
She just ran away.
Just
I think after
bailed?
I think after seeing like how his whole army get decimated and like not like her sister.
Do we see at the end of the movie? Do we see Nebula?
Yeah, she's at the funeral.
Is she?
Yes. Yeah, she's in that scene.
And does she have like?
She's standing.
So
with,
does
like,
she
I think
have
Groot
a
and stuff like that?
Does she have like? Is she in the like? The epilogue part, like is she on the ship with the Pratt?
I think she's on the ship and stuff with Pratt.
Okay,
I think what happened was with Gamora, she probably like just technically saw her sister get shot and died, and then her father, who she technically kind of loves but doesn't, just vanished in an instant. So maybe that was kind of like a little bit of like, oh shit, and all the good guys won. She was like, well, I'm kind of a hero, but I'm kind of not. I don't know what to do right now. I want to go dip for a bit, and which makes sense. I would
I just don't know how she would have dipped. Like, where'd she go? Like,
she probably just grabbed a ship and ran away
or something. Like,
she probably just grabbed a ship and took off of Earth or whatever,
okay.
Type of thing. I don't know, but yeah, I'm just thinking she's grabbed a ship and left would be my thing, or she's hiding off on Earth until she can get a ship. Or something, because like obviously there's no ships.
We don't make them here.
We don't make them here. Every ship you saw was either a Guardian ship or just they were Guardian ships.
We use boat ships.
Yeah, boat ships
battleship
and battleships. I just think
I want to watch that movie again. I've been toying with the idea of
I'm never watching that movie. No, it sucks.
Well,
I will save you the trouble of watching it.
I've watched it once. I've seen it.
That's enough. That's enough. You do not need to watch.
I went through last week. I went through and I watched all the Transformers. Which I will say this.
Oh, some of them aren't bad. I will give you that.
I really like the third one. I really do.
But
anyways, I think first of all, all 5 of them have the same plot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Nothing changes.
There's
plot to plot.
Yeah.
They're all the same, and it's the idea of like it's the end of the world. All Autobots come to Earth. It's a safe place until we fuck Earthlings over by bringing the Decepticons, and then we have to save it. Anyways, whatever. But the last night, which is the last one.
Did you watch it?
I watched it. Oh, God. I don't mind it. I like the part when it switches to the chase part when they go to London and all that shit. Anyways.
Hot Rod has a British accent for some reason.
Oh, he's French.
I don't give a fuck. He isn't.
He's French.
He is.
Anyways, the movie
is garbage.
22 minutes shorter than Age of Extinction. Feels like 22 days longer, but it's actually 22 minutes shorter than Age of Extinction.
Really? It must just.
I watched them back to back, and I always so I play and I look at how long it is because I figure like, oh, it's 9:30. I'll probably be asleep. So I always look, right?
Yeah.
And I saw it. I was like, holy shit, this one's 22 minutes shorter than the last one. And I always thought that movie was at least a day and a half longer.
That movie feels like 4 hours of just pure bullshit. I've watched that movie
once. Time I watched
will never watch that movie again.
The first time I watched last night, I'm not joking, it took me a full 8 hours.
You can't. It sucks.
Because it just was so fucking long. But
like I can watch Endgame beginning to end, no problem.
Yeah. I could burn through
sitting through the last night again just sounds like a fucking chore. Like it's just.
There's parts I like, but
I can honestly not think of a part of that movie. I think I've blocked most of that movie because there's not it's just fucking stupid. Anyways, Endgame. Endgame is good. Endgame is great.
Endgame is
beginning
okay.
to like
no. Endgame's amazing.
What I like about I will have no problems like owning this movie and watching it again. Like no problem. Like beginning to end, it's reverse of what Dark Knight Rises is. Dark Knight Rises is a bad comic book movie as well as a bad movie. Mm-hmm. Endgame is a phenomenal comic book movie as well as a phenomenal film.
Yeah.
Like you said, they linger a little bit too long on scenes, but then they know when to get off of that scene.
Yeah, it was right at the same time where I was getting bored that they were like, okay, we're done this, and now we jump to the rest of the movie. And I'm like, okay.
It's paced very well.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel rushed. That's for a lot of people with Game of Thrones problem right now is they feel like they're rushing to the end, and I agree. They had 7 years of setup, and now they're trying to get to the finish line, and they're stumbling because they're rushing it to get to the end.
Well, because they refused to do 12 episodes and only did 6 or 7 or whatever.
Yeah, and they're just as long, so I don't know why you just didn't cut them and make them episodes. Anyways, but like this is...
Did you watch this week's?
Yeah. I didn't mind it. I don't know why everyone hates it so much. It's not the worst episode, trust me. It's 11 years of build-up and like 21 movies. Mm-hmm. And it's earned.
Yeah.
And they earn every fucking moment of that movie. To seeing Professor Hulk, to seeing Iron Man.
Okay, let's talk about Hulk for a second.
Yeah.
So, couple things. We had seen pictures or like the like Funkos and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then the promo art, the official art with them in the white suits and stuff.
Yeah.
Of Professor Hulk. Where it's very much Ruffalo's face, green.
But we didn't know at the time that was going to be Professor Hulk. We were just like, this looks stupid because.
I think they'd even said Smart Hulk or whatever. But like the idea of like seeing the pictures and seeing him completely different.
Yeah.
Because seeing the pictures, I was like, I don't give a fuck that he could speak.
Yeah.
Like fuck this guy. What the?
Watching
the movie. Fucking hilarious.
It looks like
the scene at the when you first meet him at having breakfast and the fucking phone and the guy's like, Ant-Man's like, do you want to take my picture? And then he's like, the kid's like, no, I don't want to take your picture. I don't know.
He's like, take your goddamn phone.
Then he's like, take your phone. He's like, take the fucking phone. Oh man,
it's a great moment. Like their comedic moments in this, they're not the cringeworthy Marvel moments that they've known to have. They're very well done.
Well, in that moment. It's Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
He could say anything. And I'm going to find it funny.
But Mark Ruffalo, too, is really good at it.
It's the same thing with Ruffalo. Watching this movie, I was like amazed at like, we were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
Like how going back 10 years, the actors playing the roles have gone up or some of them are nobodies. Like, I don't want to say Evans was a nobody, but like he kind of was smallish, you know. Hemsworth definitely a nobody, you know, things like that. And now they're like they're swinging back down and coming out, and like the next wave is coming in. They have Pratt who popped and
Brie
Larson popping now with Marvel
Holland
and all
here,
shit, Holland and stuff.
And like
but
even Carrie,
but
and
someone I find who just coasted straight through the fucking middle, Paul Rudd. You know, he never went up and down. Like he's made a shit ton of fucking movies with Seth all those guys. He was on TV shows, fucking Clueless
he's
back in the day.
He's a big name actor who does everything.
Somehow, he's a big name actor, kind of in a way like Robert. Like people know who Paul Rudd is, but somehow scored this role. And he's I was watching it. I
want to say he's kind of like Ben Stiller. Like Ben Stiller was in all those movies, did some TV stuff, hit a couple of big movies, but also just kind of coasted along the way. And not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way, but just just successful.
Exactly.
Just coasting successful. But I was watching it thinking, Paul Rudd's a fucking Avenger.
Yeah.
You know, like the other guys, you're like, I get it. Paul Rudd is a fucking. He was on Friends. He married Phoebe. He did the last 2 seasons of Friends as like a regular guest star. Like he was like significantly in those last 2 shows.
Kind of like Chris Pratt is kind of in the same line where he was on fucking like was it Community or whatever?
I get that to the extent that like he was on Community, but that's no different than like Thor was on some fucking Australian soap opera before. You know what I mean? Like people start on TV, they go to the movies, and now Pratt's on that. He's doing.
But Pratt will still go do TV. Is what maybe like it's kind of they're almost parallel.
But not the same as Rudd.
Rudd definitely is like, oh my god, he's an Avenger.
Yeah, he's a fucking like I buy Chris Pratt. I don't buy Paul Rudd, but I love Paul Rudd. He's the only reason I watched Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Ant-Man would have been on my list of never watching.
If you go back and look at what I said about Ant-Man, I was very adamant.
I was very
adamant about Ant-Man not being Ant-Man how he's supposed to be.
Like Hank Pym and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I would have never watched this movie. But then when the cast came out and said, oh, Paul Rudd's playing Ant-Man, I was like, motherfucker.
I like Paul Rudd, but do I like Paul Rudd? And I'm like, well, I'll check out Paul Rudd.
Yeah, like I'm watching this movie.
And then you see the movie and you're like, I get this
it was
movie.
funny. It was good. It was good. They got
even the annoying friend is funny. And
Michael Pena's hilarious. Yeah. Like he's fucking funny.
But he's very much, he's the trope of being funny to be funny.
He's the character that I think they tried to make
Kate in Thorby.
Yeah.
Where you just wanted Denning? Kat Dennings. But you just wanted to punch her in the mouth.
Yeah, you just wanted to slug her. But like...
You don't hit women, just throwing it out there, but you really wanted to punch her in the mouth.
She just wasn't funny. Her lines weren't delivered right. Her jokes fell flat.
And the problem was just wasn't good. She's funny on stuff, but in that she was just awful.
It was just horrible. Yeah. Like not good pacing with the jokes. But that's what it was. It was like that character, but just not good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then they do it in the second movie and have all the actors mouthing the words as he does the story. It's fucking hilarious in the second movie too. Yeah.
In Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah.
And then like the Russos in their continued talking were talking about how some characters didn't really get like scenes to like get the reunion, and they were just talking about like Groot and Rocket. We don't see much of a thing with like Bucky and Cap, and then Bucky and even Falcon. There's not much of a reunion thing. And I'm like, I get that. They only had so much time. And they were talking about even their Wasp and Ant-Man don't get much of a little.
Yeah, they look at each other, and that's like it. That's all they get.
And I'm like, okay, you only have so much time to tell, and these are second tier ends and Lindsay characters. You were trying to get the big 3 story told, and I'm like, I get that. I understand that.
One character I wish who had more screen time in this movie, and I understand it's limited because they appear at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
fucking Strange. I'm all about the fucking Strange.
He is. He's very much.
I've watched that movie.
Your love of Strange almost dwarfs your love of fucking Tim Burton.
Maybe because I've watched like Doctor Strange, like his movies, just 3 times this year.
I've watched it twice.
Yeah, I've watched it 3 times this year.
You know what's great?
It's only May. I've watched it 3 times this year.
Cumberbatch is great. I love him in Sherlock. He is fantastic. I need more Sherlock. I need to go back and I think I might go rewatch Sherlock, all of it.
Those are good. Yeah,
but him as Strange, like he fucking nails Strange.
Yeah, like so I'm just like
fucking. You know what? My favorite thing about Marvel that DC kind of hasn't really got for the most part, the fucking casting is just.
I would say
from the beginning though, like
I would say there's one cast issue I have with DC, and there's only one.
Yeah, but like for the most part, like
the rest I'd say is spot on.
Yeah, okay, but others,
tell me
other stuff.
You don't want fucking Affleck? I'm just saying, as a Bruce Wayne and as a Batman, not the. Fucking amazing. Cavill, amazing.
Yeah.
Gal,
I'm
amazing.
talking about like back before, before the Justice League stuff. Like for the most part now they're killing it. But originally you were kind of like, what the fuck are you getting with these people? Yeah. And don't even get me started on Leto. I still hate Leto Joker. I don't care how much more we get of him.
Last night I put on The Suicide Squad.
Oh my God, that hurt. Why are you watching terrible movies?
And I watched the first like maybe 15 minutes of it. I seen that scene where he like talks with, they're going over the dossier, right? And she's talking about all the characters. And I do plan on watching it, but it was getting late and I was like, I'm going to fall asleep. And so I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to put on something else I'll pass out to. But I don't think I've watched it since the theater.
I haven't. I know I haven't. I don't.
I can't remember if I ever have. So I was like, I want to watch it again.
We were talking about Iron Man 3, I think last week or the week before, and you're like, should we go back and give it the opportunity again? Because we haven't watched it since then. And
you were flat out.
And I was flat out against it because I know that movie. Like I know the beats. I know what it is. And I was thinking about that this week, and I'm like, should I go back and really give this movie a shot? And then I'm just like, no, it still fucking sucks. Like, I know it's garbage. Like, I know the movie, I know the scenes, and it's just gonna fucking irritate me to watch. So I'm like, I'm not. It's the same reason I don't watch Rises. I will watch Batman Begins, and I will watch The Dark Knight. And then I'm done, because Rises sucks.
I've watched Rises multiple times. Yeah. Even though I know it's not, like, a strong finish or a good...
I've watched it more times than I've watched Iron Man 3, but or not Iron Man. Yeah, Iron Man 3. Yeah. I can't do
it. Like if I'm going through the trilogy, I finish all 3 for Batman.
I don't.
For Batman.
I don't.
You don't?
No, I can't. It's a bad movie.
Like the other day I watched 89 and then I watched Returns. I plan on watching Forever and Robin. But I'll get to it.
But like they're watchable and you know what they are.
Yeah.
They're not like
I like that great. They're short too. They're not as long.
They're not great, but they know what they are, and they have a story and identity. Whereas Iron Man 3 is trying to be something, but it completely goes against what the character is and what it stands for. And they were trying to evolve him as a character, but they do it much better in Captain America's movies than they do Iron Man 3, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, his next one would have been Civil War.
Civil War. It works very much better that, and they basically ignore Iron Man 3.
Well, I mean, the kids at the end of the movie,
which I kind of like because it was a nice nod to him.
I don't like watching.
I didn't know who fucking was at first, but
Cutting through that scene, you got all the groups still standing there, whatever.
Yeah.
You get to the scene, you get to this random, because he's by himself. He's not standing with anyone else,
and
right?
They digitally altered him in.
And I'm like,
who the fuck is this kid?
And then reading about it, I was like, oh, that makes sense. It's him.
And I mean, it was a big moment.
It's a big moment for the kid to have hung out with Iron Man for these 3 days or however long he was fucking in his garage.
I get that. But
I get it. A little weird that
But other than that, they've like completely negated Iron Man 3. Like, and with justifiable reason. It sucks. And like the only reason they mentioned Thor Dark World is because they needed the stone.
They made Thor Dark World important. That's how good Endgame is.
Which blows my fucking mind because that movie is straight up
I fucking
shit.
love that sequence when they go back to like the Asgard.
Thor in this fucking movie.
Thor's amazing in this movie.
What I love about these characters, like the big three right now for Marvel, is they had character growth. You don't see that in comic book movies a lot of like evolution. Like you had so much time to build these characters, and it shows. These characters have gone through shit, and they've evolved and grown. And like Thor fucking up and not going and killing Thanos, and like just all that shit that happens to him in the course of this series, or so what are they calling it, the Infinity Saga or whatever. Like, well, like there's
a sequence in Infinity War where he's talking to Rocket, and he's like, "Dad's dead, mom's dead, girlfriend's dead, stepbrother's dead. Yeah, this person's dead." This person's dead. Yeah, my best friend's dead. Like what's his name? Handel.
And then the Warriors 3 too. Like he loses
this
all
person's
those,
dead.
like,
that person's dead. My planet's destroyed. My sister, my stepsister came and destroyed my home. Like,
and then he killed her. Like,
and then I killed my sister. And then Rocket's like, "Are you sure you're okay? Like, are you okay? Like, do I have to make a call to like?"
And then he's fine. And then like you get to. Like,
well, I don't think he's fine.
For the most part, he's a little better than when we see him in Endgame. Yeah. Like, and then he's living on Earth, Asgard, and like he's
New Asgard. I fucking love New Asgard.
And he's losing it, and like he's still trying to be like comedic and funny, but he's hiding it with that, and he's hiding
behind the beer belly, which is amazing. I love Fat Thor.
I love Fat Thor. And he's sticking around for Guardians 3, so that's cool.
Yeah. And he's gonna stay fat too.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. And
which I like.
I love the like Iron Man and Cap and Thor getting all their like growth as characters, and even Hawkeye and Widow to some and Banner.
But going back to Asgard,
I
like that scene. I like the stuff when he's talking to Rocket at the beginning. He loves
that Noob Slayer 69 or whatever the fuck.
Oh, when he yells at him, yeah. But no, I'm talking on Asgard.
Oh yeah,
not New Asgard.
Okay,
on Asgard.
Yeah.
When he's talking to Rocket, says, "I can't do this," does all this shit. That's when Rocket gives him the speech about, "Hey, I lost shit,"
and then
too.
he slaps him,
and he smacks him and all that stuff. And then when he walks away, fucking he bolts to the
He's like, "I'm okay, I can do this." He's like, "I can't do it."
I can't do this.
And then he sees his mom.
But then then he talks to his mom, which I fucking love the scene where he talks to his mom. And I love before he leaves, he calls the hammer,
and he's still worthy.
That's a huge moment.
And
for
that
him
moment
because
is
the hammer
like,
comes to him, and it's like, oh. I am like I'm.
There's
still
also
worthy,
a nice comedic moment too, where like
there's a pause, like it takes a while,
which
so
makes sense.
Must be further away.
Yeah, and then like he gets it, and you're like, oh, he's still worthy
like,
after all that.
I am still worthy after fucking up as horrible as I did. I'm still worthy. It still came to me, which is like important because like he needs that. He needs that boost of confidence to like.
And then throughout the rest of the movie, he's a lot better. Like he's still broken a little bit, but you can tell he's starting to be a little bit better. Yeah. And then he has both.
Then Cap.
And then he has both.
And then Cap.
And then Cap. So like what I love
fucking hammer up.
But even before we get to that, we start off with the Thanos fight scene, and there's the three of them. And it's just the three of them.
Cool shot of the three of them standing there looking
so
at him. He's just sitting there.
They do all the thing, and Thanos bombs them to holy hell, which is great.
Yeah.
And then Rhodey almost dies underneath the rubble with Rocket and shit. And you're like, oh shit, they could die right here.
Yeah.
That's what I like. It's like
Ant-Man, little Ant-Man's running to them, but they can't hear their communicators.
Hawkeye's like, he shoots that arrow down the thing, and he's like, oh fuck, grabs the gauntlet and goes. But like most comic book movies, you're like, oh, they're not going to kill all these characters because you need them around.
Yeah.
But this one, you're like,
This
They
is the
could
point where
die.
they
You
can
don't
kill
know.
anyone. Like,
And
shit's ending.
Exactly. And it's such a great feeling to not be like, oh, okay, he's going to live. Well, obviously he's going to live. Oh, well, he can't die. But in this, you're just like, oh shit, he could die.
Yeah.
It's the end. We're like, we don't know. And that scene's great. But then like the three of them walking up and fighting a Thanos, just the three of them to start off that fight.
I like that.
Is fucking dope. And Thanos just whoops their ass. Like they kind of hold their own for a little bit, but then he just kicks the shit out of them. And you even said to me afterwards, you're like, is he really that powerful? I'm like, yeah.
Well, I just found like the idea of like that, even without the gauntlet, they still couldn't get a hit on him. That meant anything.
But that's how it like that's how the fight with Thanos usually goes.
Yeah.
Is like he just kicks the shit out of like that's the reason he is like he killed his whole planet.
I get that like
he's the mad titan. Like
but there has to be. There can't always be a Miss Marvel MacGuffin to end the day.
But even at that point, he knocks her to fucking Kentucky.
But only through the stone.
Yeah.
He has to take which I will say this. So, I thought the ending was going to play out a little differently.
Yeah.
So we see Thanos take the Power Stone,
kind of grab it
out of the gauntlet and into his hand.
Yeah.
Giving his free hand more power.
Yeah.
He hits Miss Marvel with it, knocks her loose, sends her flying to fucking Kentucky.
Yeah, she went to Kentucky.
The idea is like, oh, you can take out the one stone, use it.
Yeah.
Then we cut to Strange, who looks over at Tony and he puts up his hand. One. The idea of like one time, whatever, like we only win one time. Like this is it. 14 million.
Yeah. The rat hit that button, we're good to go.
Yeah. The rat. It all this whole movie.
He's the savior of the universe.
This whole movie hinges on Splinter.
Yeah.
But
Splinter.
But I thought when Tony went to grab the gauntlet, I thought he actually grabbed just the time stone.
Yeah. To reverse
the one stone.
Yeah.
Give it to back to Strange. He can reverse something, do whatever, and then shit would be different.
Yeah.
But he grabbed all the stones.
in his gauntlet.
And then they released the nano gauntlet, which was released the other day. Dope. I was looking today. There's no release date. There's no price. They just put it out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, then why tell us about it without a price and without a date? Now I'm going to look every day for this thing because I want to buy one.
I want that, and I really want a cool, metal, awesome, badass Captain America shield.
Yeah.
I just want one.
I want that gauntlet. Like, I'm going to be checking weekly to see when this thing goes up and, like, available to pre-order it and buy it. Because I want this.
But, so they have that cool fight, and he's kicking the shit out of them, and Iron Man does this cool thing where, like, Thor shoots him in the back, like, fucking Marvel Alliance
like,
style.
powers him up.
Powers him up, and you're just like, that's fucking cool. He's got his cool suit. And then, like, he goes down because he uses all his power. And then Cap gets knocked down, and Thor starts fighting him. He's got both hammers. You're like, fucking cool. And then, like, the Mjolnir goes flying, and he's got Stormbreaker, and, like, Thanos is shoving the fucker into his chest. Like, I'm going to cut you.
And he's
like
holding it. Thor's holding it out of his chest.
So he doesn't get it. And, like, Thanos is going to, like, fucking cut him in half.
Yeah.
But then you see fucking
You
Mjolnir.
just see Mjolnir hit him in the fucking head.
Yeah, it goes flying by, and you're like, Mjolnir knew that Thor was in trouble. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No.
That's how I took it.
Motherfucking Captain
And then he
America
called it back.
called the goddamn fucking hammer. And I shit you not, theater is quiet. All you hear is me go, oh, fuck yeah. Because at this point, Cap finally fucking picked up that hammer, which the goddamn fucking directors ruined with he was always worthy. He just didn't want to pick it up to hurt his feelings. I'm like, no, motherfucker. He almost picked it up in the other movie. He was fully worthy at this point to pick it up.
I kind of took it he could have picked it up in
I got so too, but don't ruin the fucking moment. It was cool.
Oh, no, worthy's worthy. Whether you're worthy today or worthy last month.
And because he's Captain America,
he
instantly knows how to use it, which was fucking awesome because now he's got his cool dope shield and a cool fucking hammer. And he's fucking doing the cool whirly shit and he's throwing lightning and fucking pounds it and he's just batting the shit out of him. And then Thanos is like, cool, we got a few hits. I'm going to break your fucking shield.
Yeah, just
and you're like,
it.
oh no, the cool shield of awesomeness. I hate when they break that thing. And then you get like, Thanos is just like, listen, guys.
You get the moment where Cap is on the ground. And he gets back up. And he has this look of like, because it kind of, I took it as like, in
I'm
all the
gonna
other
take
movies,
this broken piece of shield and shove it into Thanos' fucking throat.
not even no. I feel like he's reluctant to get up, but like in all the other movies, and they even play it up in this movie when they go back to 2012. I could do this all day.
Yeah.
Where the point was like, although he stands up, the look on his face is like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do this all day. You know, like the
But
look
that's
on his
when
face
I
is
think
like,
he was like, I'm gonna kill him with this half of
that's
my
what
shield.
the look on his face and like even though he's standing up, his motion and his body language and his expression says, I can't do this all day. And which is amazing. Like he knows is like he hits me one more time. I'm not getting up. That's a 10 count, right? Like,
but then you get that cool moment.
Thanos tightens his fucking shield up on his arm, which has this huge fucking cut.
Yeah, I think that was more just to stop the internal bleeding.
Yeah,
but Thanos is like, listen, like I did what I did. I'm not the bad guy here. I'm trying to fix the universe so it doesn't end.
I'm not against.
I get what he's trying to do.
I get the idea of what Thanos' motivations are,
and that's why he's such a good villain because he doesn't see himself as the villain, and he's technically not the bad guy. He is because he wipes out half the universe.
But it's like a gray area. Yeah. It's a moral questioning.
So he doesn't.
I get it.
As the bad guy, he's like, "Oh, I'm not the bad guy," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." He's like, "But listen,
I fucked up. I left half of you alive.
And now I'm just going to kill you motherfuckers, destroy your planet because you pissed me off. Yeah. Now I'm rewriting everything. You fucked up. I was going to let some of you guys live and it was cool. Now you pissed me off. I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now he's the bad guy. Cool. Mm-hmm. And then you get that
cool
moment where
the motivation of killing them all.
Yeah.
I still get it. Because what he wants is
people to learn
and people to like sustainability and shit like that. Like environment only has so many resources, all this shit, right?
There's even a point in the movie where they're mentioning there's whales in the Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and the idea is like, oh, like we can't always whatever.
Yeah.
We're fucked as a species.
Oh yeah, 100%
kills half of us.
Yeah,
anyways.
exactly.
But I get it, and I get the idea of even killing everyone and starting fresh.
Yeah.
I can see it. It's not a good thing to do.
But I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But then there's that great moment of just like he's got his whole army and they're like
they're pouring out.
And I'm like, man, there's like what 9 Avengers at this point? Like they're fucked. And then that great moment where like you just hear Cap on your left. And you're like,
I get it. And he turns over.
And then like the most unprecedented thing you think is gonna happen. He just brought everyone. Mm-hmm. He brought like the entire Wakanda army with his cool chant shit. He grabbed like all
what did you think of? Okay, so watching it the second time and maybe even the first time, but in the first time you're just like fucking hard and not paying attention to what's happening.
I was
like
the first time you're having
sex. But the second time I was like, okay, but what did you think of like Black Panther coming out first?
Well, Falcon came out first.
No.
I thought he flew out first.
No.
Oh, okay.
Panther comes out with his 2 bodyguards, and they walk out,
right?
and they walk out, and there's like several beats. It's about maybe 12 or 15 seconds. Like it's substantial to the point where they walk out. The three of them
flew out first, and then
Falcon flies out, and then the other spears pop up, and everyone starts coming out. But he is legitimately the first one by a good 20 seconds. And I was just like, but it should have been Falcon, or like maybe have Strange and Falcon because Strange is creating all these fucking. I don't know. Yeah, I just felt it odd that he was the first 3 to walk out.
I thought Falcon.
The first 3 to walk out were the ones we met 1 movie ago.
Yeah,
I was just a little nitpick of like.
I didn't even notice that. I thought he flew out and then.
No,
I thought he did.
No.
I thought he flew out first and then.
I can show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But.
No.
Yeah, I thought okay, whatever. I'm cool with that.
It's just a small thing. Like I said, if that's my only gripe with this movie, is like the movie's fucking perfect. But it's just a small thing. Was like, oh, like, and yeah, he's talking to him, but he's like 20 seconds behind Panther. Like
Panther just got through quicker because he's faster. But like, yeah, that scene is fucking dope, man. And you see everyone, and then Potts lands, and everyone in the theater went, "Who the fuck is that? We can't really tell." Oh, it's Pepper and her rescue thing. Okay, cool. That makes sense. She already has a suit. Whatever.
Yeah. And Tony at the start of the movie says that he made her a suit. She never wears it because he says to Morgan, he's like, I make her stuff. She never buys anything.
Exactly.
Like, she doesn't wear anything about it.
And then like there is that one like in the comics, she does have the rescue armor for a while. So I'm like, okay, cool. I just knew who the fuck it was because I actually. Like,
it's hard to see it. It's not clear until like the shot near the end of the movie.
At times that movie is a little like dark. And
like visually,
visually a little bit in certain
yeah,
scenes,
especially in that last half, like the sky goes black or whatever.
But like it's not like unwatchable. I just noticed there's a little
not Game of Thrones,
there's a little
but
not Game of Thrones level watching it. Like there's not a coffee cup in the middle of the table, but but there is that like a little bit of tint to it. I noticed, but like fuck, that is so fucking cool when like. Brings Wakanda army. He brings all of Strange's like people from the temple and the thing. And then he was like, "Is that everyone?" He was like, "Who the fuck else? I brought fucking everyone."
Have you seen that meme where like so it must be from the Defenders where they're all in like a stairwell?
Yeah,
and they're all together, and the meme's like. It kind of is like the point of view of like, let's say it's Daredevil talking, but it's like, any minute, guys, I'm sure he's going to open it. Because they're all together in the stairwell, and they're all ready. They're all like in there, and he's like, and his head's turned, it looks like he's talking to him. It's like, any minute, guys, I'm sure he'll open it. So I was like, you did forget one group.
Just go with me on this. Just go with me on this. I know they don't acknowledge the street level heroes or even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for the most part. But if you can digitally insert Howard the Duck,
you should have put fucking Daredevil in there.
And a bunch of Ravagers just escaping, and they don't really do anything in the battle. Could you not have just had the street level heroes like just kind of appear or maybe push out just a little nod to them?
Just show me them walking through the sphere and never again in the scene.
Have, like, they
don't need any more fight. Yeah, like, you don't need any more
fighting. Because you brought all the dudes with them. You couldn't have just brought them with us. Like they're done.
They could have walked through the sphere and then I would have known, okay, they were there and they're just fighting.
Like I don't know the deal with Netflix and Disney, but like I'm sure you could have worked out
something.
They
own it though.
Yeah. You could have just had the actors in that scene and had them come out. I mean, they are there, like and they acknowledge the movie stuff. I do wish, like even the agents at some point could have Coulson with his team walked out a little bit and just kind of. Other than that,
I wouldn't go that far, but definitely the heroes.
But like Shield, the big thing with Agents of Shield was like, yes, this is 100% with it. It's gone 6 seasons. It's still going. They're still acknowledging the movies and the after effects of everything. To have that nod and the street level heroes, I think would have been a nice little nod to them, especially since you have fucking Howard the Duck walk out, and no one fucking noticed.
Yeah,
they had to tell us, and I watched the movie twice, and I still haven't fucking seen the scene where he walks out. Maybe the third fucking time, I'll fucking
just Google it to like look where it's
exactly. Fucking the entire fight with Iron Man and Thanos their little section is on YouTube. I was like the other day I debated. I'm like, should I just report them because it's kind of a dick move to fucking tape that and put that up there with no context or anything. Because some people just click around, right, or auto plays it. And then I was just like, I closed the window. But
someone else could do it.
That fucking that one scene and just them all coming out and you're just like, yeah, and you're like fucking bawling your eyes out. You're like, who is this? Pause the movie a minute. Our fucking screening when Spider-Man came out and fucking landed, half of the fucking theater clapped, and I was like, you fucking dark, but at the same time, I was like, you fucking dark, yeah! The guy beside us was like crying like a baby, and like I kind of laughed.
You can hear though pockets of everyone going,
and then just
throughout the movie.
Like, be brave. I'm like, no, it was emotional. Like, and like you talk to people, you're like, I cried, and like. No one normally when you cry at a movie, people make fucking fun of you, justifiably. But like this movie, like everyone cried.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah. My dad at the end of the movie was like, "Yeah, wipe your eyes."
Wipe your eyes.
Like, cause like, hey, you could hear everybody when those quiet scenes. That's what's crazy about this battle. There was quiet scenes.
Yeah, there are. Within this battle, there are quiet scenes.
Stuff, you're just like shit. And then there's that cool moment where Thanos goes like that, and you're like, and I looked at you and I'm like, can they ever win? They did, because he didn't have the fucking. He looks at his hands like, what the fuck happened?
All gone.
Iron Man turns around and he's like, hey, look at a bitch. Glove. He's like, what? You didn't think I'd make one? And I went, yeah, you did. And that scene is fucking dope.
Well, I don't know if that's the glove. I think he just put him.
No, he made his own. No, he made his own. It's a different. I don't think it's part of the suit. It's his own glove for the.
I took it as like he just put him into the suit and it morphed differently to accommodate the stones.
Either way,
because it's nano shits, right?
Like, because the
glove is
armor,
the glove was destroyed with
a Hawkeye and
no, the glove was destroyed when
they did
when he blew it up.
Yeah.
Like, because he blows it up when it makes it to the van. Because they try to bring it to the van so we could go back and return all the stones.
I like that moment because they were like, "We're gonna do this now," and then he's like, "Motherfucker, I know what you guys are doing." I'm like, throws this fucking awesome death.
thing, sword, yeah.
That thing's fucking dope. He's just fucking up people left and right with it. But fuck, that fight's so good. And like Spider-Man just shows up and he's like, "Hi, I'm Peter Parker." Flying with
trying to introduce himself.
And like they're trying to keep away that gauntlet. And I did like the
like the keep away part of it.
I did like the little nod to the whatever female Avengers theme that they had. It was a nice little nod. But like, we'll keep away. But at the same time, I'm like, it's fucking Captain Marvel. She's fine. But I get the little nod and I liked it or whatever. And then like, yeah, even she gets fucked up, which I appreciate. Although she just kind of shows up at the end of the movie to fucking destroy the ship. Cool moment, still the fucking ex machina of the movie. But the fact that she does get punched to Kentucky, I actually liked because it's like she can't just win every fight. Like you have to be very careful.
She can't win all of this.
Exactly, and I like that they used her like that. And then, yeah, he does the snap and it fucking kills him, which makes sense because they said it would.
Well, yeah, because it almost killed Hulk.
Yeah.
Like his arm is fucked.
Yeah, they said his arm is permanently broken now.
Yeah, or burnt or whatever.
It'll be fine the next fucking movie, whatever. Gamma heals. But, yeah, he dies and, like, Rhodey has this moment in like his fucking huge ass fucking War Machine armor there. And I'm like, whoa, he really is going full ass War Machine. Yeah. And then like Tony or Parker comes in and he's just fucking bawling his eyes out. He's like super sad. I'm like, don't cry, Spider-Man, it's okay. And then like, yeah, she's like Potts, who's like,
I didn't get the Spider-Man Tony goodbye as much as the Tony Spider-Man goodbye in Infinity War. Like that one felt more
because he was saying goodbye to him.
Yeah, Tony, like Tom saying goodbye to Tony, like Robert wasn't like, I don't know.
I felt the same to me because it might even have been more because like
I didn't get it.
He's watching him die now. Yeah. He was like he helped him or whatever, and now he's like I'm sorry, like don't die, and it's just like don't die, man. I'm so sorry. Go up a cheeseburger. And then like her being like she kind of knew he was gonna die or whatever, and she was just like, can rest now. And then like he just dies.
What's good is besides the speech that he had pre-recorded, his last line in the movie is the same last line as the movie Iron Man, and
that was the last scene. Was the last scene
they filmed too.
And I'm like,
but his last line in the movie, besides from his speech, like his pre-recorded, was
I am Iron Man, which is fucking. I love that. He's like, I am Iron Man. You're just like, yeah, you are, man. Props. And then, like, yeah, they have the cool scene of, like, that end epilogue you think is really long, but it just lingers enough in certain places that you're just like...
it's okay.
Okay. And then, like, yeah, they have the funeral and talking to the daughter. And, like, obviously she's, like, distraught because her dad died. She doesn't know how to deal with it because she's, like, fucking 5. But, yeah, there's just that cool scene. He's like, oh, your dad loves cheeseburgers. Well, I'll get you all the cheeseburgers you want. Kind of like, I guess your dad died, but, like, I knew him. I'll help you up. I really like that. And then, like, you see that he does have a heart one.
Yeah.
They do the little Viking funeral for her and everyone's there. Kind of, like, respecting the first hero of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it's really cool because everybody's there, and it's I kind of laugh at that scene because like everyone's human, and then you look at like Rocket and Groot are there, and you're kind of like, it's kind of funny.
It was a little weird, yeah.
And then like Hulk's in a suit, but at the same time you're like, shut up, it's a fucking film already. But it's a little funny thing to see like these, but that's how it would be, right? That's how
visually it's a little jarring to look at.
And then the next scene is like Cap going to take back the things, and he made the decision that he's gonna go fuck up the universe by going to a different thing.
But we agreed he doesn't fuck it up.
No, he doesn't. We talked about this great length before we did last week's podcast, trying to figure out.
But I figured I thought of something that we need to add. So main timeline.
Yeah.
He goes back,
lives his life,
meets
there.
Peggy.
Yeah.
Branches off, lives with Peggy.
Yeah.
The only way for him to come back to 2023.
Yeah.
And not land on the pad. This is what's important.
Yeah.
Not use the pad is to go past. Because when they go past the point, he can use the watch or whatever on his wrist. So he had to go at least one more day forward to then come back to the park, but be on the bench, not the pad.
Yeah, and then it erases that timeline.
And then it erases the Peggy timeline. And then he just lives the main timeline until he dies in 20 years anyway.
Exactly, which is cool because like people were asking like, is he coming back as Cap? And they're like, Chris is a very emotional actor. Like he's done.
This is it.
At least for like 10 years, he's done.
Yeah.
Downey, done.
Yeah.
Thor, keep going. Awesome.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, those two are done. Barring something where they do some weird shenanigans, they're done.
They're done, yeah.
Which makes sense. It sucks that we don't have Cap as Chris Evans and Iron Man anymore. But yeah, they're done.
Yeah.
And then he passes. He looks at, before he leaves, he looks at Buck, and Buck gets it. He says his goodbye. He knows he's not coming back. It's hinted all throughout the movie that Cap's going to do something. And like, they very much hard.
Well, I always thought it was weird that and they didn't touch on this, and I don't know if this ties into it, but when they go back to 74 or whatever, he grabs 4 particles. They only need 2.
Yeah.
They need 2 to get home. One for him, one for Tony. Yeah. He grabs 2 spares.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that was what this utilized him doing what he does. Because it allows him to go back one more time to Peggy. Like, he allows him to go back, return all the stones. Yeah. Then he has one to go to Peggy. And then he has one to return in 2023 the next day.
That's exactly why he takes all of them. Yeah. He knows. It's foreshadowed. And then like Bucky figures it out. And then they see him on the bench. And there's this nice little thing. He's like, you want to tell me about it? He's like, no, I'm going to keep it to myself. And I'm like, because he has to. But he doesn't. But there's that nice scene. And then he's like... So people are harping how he says the line about the shield. He's like, it feels like somebody else's. And Cap's like, it is, or something like that, or whatever it is. And it's kind of implying that like, this isn't even his shield. People are saying. And the Russos kind of hinted at this a little bit. It's not even Evan's shield. It's someone else's shield. And like, but also it kind of plays like, he's like, it feels someone else's because it's Chris's shield giving to Falcon. Yeah. Who's going to become Captain Falcon. Which I'm just like, fuck, because I really, really wanted Winter Soldier Captain America, because that run in the comics is fucking awesome with Bucky as Cap. But I get why they went with Falcon, because like Buck is still dealing
He's unstable.
Yeah. He's still dealing with Winter Soldier-y shit. Yeah. And they kind of haven't cured him of that. In
Civil War, you say a fucking sentence to him, he instantly goes back to sleeper cell.
The Disney show is very intriguing to me, because I like both of these actors as both Winter Soldier and Falcon. And then Falcon is going to be Cap at some point, I assume. But in the next Avengers, whatever that fucking is. But yeah, he passes it on. He gives him the shield,
so they're saying the shield though isn't Evans either.
It's someone else.
He grabs it from somewhere else
and brings it with him. And I'm just like, okay.
That would explain where it comes from.
Was because like we sat here for a good fucking 10 minutes and we're not the only people. Where does that fucking shield come from? Yeah. Because you can't take it from anywhere in the timeline that's been established, because it does not fucking work.
Well, then it wouldn't exist there anymore until it reappeared here.
Yeah, it would not fucking work. There's nowhere where that shield is from that is fully formed, because at the end of the movie, unless he just gets it fixed somewhere, that is not his shield. His shield is busted as fuck.
When he goes back, like minutes, like
he does not have the shield because it is busted. Yeah. So where he took it, he couldn't even have taken it, got it fixed, because he wasn't there. So he comes back with a full shield. Where does he get it from? We may never know, but we just needed a full shield. Yeah. Because he needed to give it to Falcon to pass on that torch, which is it's a very nice moment.
It just,
and like he sees the ring, and that's where the movie ends. And you're like,
no, the movie doesn't end there. Cuts back to 1945.
Oh, whatever.
Well, that's a huge moment though, where you see the movie ends and it answers and it tells you he went back to Peggy. He got his dance.
Well, that's where the movie ends. But that scene was where the movie ends. Whatever. Great ending.
Oh yeah,
they tied off everything and like blah blah blah. We don't have to deal with everything else. Everyone got their little epilogue mostly, and there's that funny bit with the Guardians. Is like
theirs is funny. The Asgardians of the galaxy.
And like it goes on just long enough to be annoying, but not completely.
Yeah.
And then afterwards it's like, so is he in this next movie? And it's kind of very much like 85% sure he's in this.
Oh yeah, like Thor's in Guardians 3.
And it's kind of like, I think they're building up towards the bigger cosmic universe with that, but Thor's in it. I'm like, yeah. But like Mjolnir's back where it was, so we have Stormbreaker now, and like you're just like, can't wait. But yeah, this movie is so good. It's such a good movie. Like, and we were talking for a while beforehand, like the movie's fucking long, but it doesn't feel like it. It's 3 and whatever with trailers and shit, 3.5. You're in or out.
Yeah. It's quick. It's quick 3.5 hours.
It is the quickest 3.5 hours shoot. Like,
you don't ever feel though like you're sitting there for 3 hours.
No.
Like it is paced well. Even with my one moment of like, oh, let's just move this.
It is
and moves
very
it on,
well
boom,
paced.
you're done.
And like, I give them credit. We saw beforehand that they said that like what we saw was like the first 15, 20 minutes of that movie.
All the trailer stuff, like teasing the movie, like really comes from the first 15 minutes.
And it is. And like they shot different footage to like not spoil things like Hulk as Professor Hulk, other than the toy stuff we saw.
Yeah.
Like he's not in that one walk scene there. Or I forget who else is in that walk scene as well. But like, and then Widow with the hair and the shooting stuff. That's all shot, but they just didn't use it or whatever. But like, yeah, it's the first 15 minutes. Like we went in that movie having no idea. We thought they were just gonna time travel and fix everything. They did a whole different thing, and like you could not have guessed that movie. But it's so good.
Yeah.
And you see iconic shots. You see that fucking
the
2012 and you're like,
spin around, yeah.
So we got the Mjolnir shot. We got this cool shot of Hulk. He's run by and he's like all embarrassed and shit because that's how he is. And he's like, yeah, you might have to go smash some shit. And he's like, oh, it's rather pedantic or whatever the fuck he says. Rips off his fucking shirt. And then he just goes out and he's just like, he's like, he's not into it at all.
Smash you.
Yeah.
And then he picks up the bike and just like chucks it.
You're like, this could be stupid, but it just works
so fucking funny.
And then we got the moment that they've teased but never fucking did. Oh, before we get to that, the cool shot is like we could stand around here and pose all day because that fucking cool shot of Loki. And then like he's like, you can't take the elevator. Hulk hates stairs. And he smashes the fucking thing. It's so good. And like it sets up the Loki TV show later on.
Yeah, because when he doesn't open the door like a normal,
he sees Ant-Man. He's like
boots the door and knocks fucking Tony out.
He's like, I got Thor punched or whatever. But like he sees like the briefcase goes flying and Loki's looking at Ant-Man kind of thing. And he's like, what the fuck was going on there? Like he's like, I'm just gonna take the Cuban dip, and he does. And he's like, oh fuck, we fucked up. And then Cap fights himself and like the ass of America.
That is America's ass.
Bit. And Paul Rudd, anytime he talks to Captain America, is just like,
in love.
Just a fanboy if you've ever seen a fanboy. And at one point he's trying to get his attention and he's like, Mr. Rogers, Captain America Steve. Like whatever the fuck he says. It's such a great bit. There's a lot of great bits in this movie with characters just playing off each other and different interactions. That fucking scene with Nebula and War Machine.
Yeah.
On the fucking planet, and like you see the cool beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy where like the music's playing.
Oh yeah, and he's dancing
it does this scene
stuff,
where like it does that thing in the movie which I really like where they play the music to us but the character is hearing it, and then when they cut to the character it sounds really
they don't hear the music.
Stupid.
Yeah, like they don't.
And they're
hear
like
he's
listening and singing and he kicks the fucking thing and he's like, so he's an idiot, right? And she's like, yeah. And then he just fucking decks him and takes the fucking thing, and then like. He's like, whoa, you can't just walk in here. There's booby traps. She sticks her fucking arm in. She's just like, let's go. Great fucking scene. But yeah, just to...
Surprised of how much of a plot point she was in this movie.
Very a lot of plot, which was pretty cool. The
whole reason for this movie to exist in the final hour is because of her.
And it kind of shows more of her redemption as like loving her dad, but at the same time being like, yo, he's fucked and look what he did to me type of thing. And like she's like, I'll never betray you, but does.
She ends up twice.
And like it just, and then her one dies and you're just like, oh damn, that sucks. Well, we got the other one though, but like, oh fuck, she didn't get a redemption kind of thing. Does she? Oh my god, time travel works.
Let's not worry about it.
And every time travel is wrong according to this. We're at an hour 30.
Yeah, I know, we're gonna wrap it up.
So to wrap it up, one of the coolest scenes that we have been waiting for the entire thing, they teased at the last thing with the new Avengers where it was like Avengers and then it cuts and you're like, ah, fuck. We got that moment where like they're all there and he's like, Avengers? And he says it like not in a like, he says it in the most guttural way. He's like, Avengers, assemble. And then Thanos is just like, well, fuck it, done. And then the two armies just go at it. Paul Rudd comes up big and fucking uppercuts.
Oh yeah, he comes out as Giant Man because he saved the thing.
Yeah, throws the fucking half the earth and then just uppercuts that monster thing. Oh man, just a great fucking battle. That one of the best fights in a movie, especially comic books.
Yeah,
just ever. So that was our 10-minute talk about Endgame.
10 minutes on Endgame. 45 minutes. No, longer than that. At least
30 minutes we were at the thing. So
it's an hour then.
Yeah.
An hour of Endgame.
We talked about Endgame.
Oh.
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
I guess I'll just call this the spoiler cast for Endgame, basically, with the Spider-Man reaction trailer. Yeah, that's just what this is. It's a Spider-Man Endgame.
Just label it MCU, Marvel, Sony, Disney. Put all those tags.
I'm just going to call it Spider-Man Endgame Reacts, basically, because that's what this was. Not so much our podcast as the reacts it was. There was some news. We don't know what it was. Maybe we'll get to it next week.
We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, we'll talk to you next week. Anyways, thanks for joining us. I really hope you owe it to yourself to watch this movie and take it fully for what it is. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with your normal podcasty stuff. Bye.